Hello there everyone, this is Iron Mark 3 and welcome back to Captain of Industry, where the pain is never ending. I am sorry, I still find that very funny, but yes, the pain is never ending. And I do have to work on making things a bit less painful, if I'm going to be entirely honest. Also trying to figure out where my bottlenecks are, if I've got to be fair. I think the big one I've got right now is I'm struggling to get tier 1 construction parts, to the point where the tier 3s are struggling because they can't get enough tier 2s. And that is, I believe the root cause is just flat out that this is my entire copper setup and has been for a couple of hundred years at this point, roughly. So it's been slightly outpaced by my demands for copper, especially with electronics and things coming in as well. Though in slightly better news, the new area we set up last time and got running, this is actually supplying all of our level 1 maintenance absolutely fine. If we keep it supplied with materials, it keeps us from slowly breaking down into the pits of madness. So that's good, that's good. I'm ready to start unwinding a little bit of my more complex areas. Also, I have kind of dug down and dug out this little bit here, which I think is where I'm going to put the tier 2 one. Question is, how much do I care about the sand? There's not much sand here, but I could drop the entire place down another level conceivably. Might be a good idea to do that. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Is it a waste? Well, actually, it'd be a waste of sand if I left the sand there, wouldn't it? So, yeah, digging holes will probably continue. Also, I need to check on this because that's another issue we've got going on. Mines are struggling a bit. Look at this. This coal mine is looking a bit shaky. Well, I say a bit, a lot. Very shaky. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and allocate some extra diggers I just had built, along with a big chunk of trucks. And I think I'm going to start actually trying to dig this quarry out. I need to get at more of the rock that's still in here, though it looks like actually I'm getting through most of it. So this is getting towards end stage. I didn't prepare this quite very well, did I? I'm sorry, I am going back and forth a little bit. Right, something I can do is I can get rid of these maintenance buildings, since they are confirmed as not being needed. That includes their supply lines as well. It'll take a little bit to get through all that. That also includes these recycling lines too, because that is now being handled by the trucks. In fact, I should just go ahead and do this, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's much easier, much easier. Click. Okay, moving on. Moving on. I do need to focus a little bit. I think I wandered a bit last time. I did notice there was no comments at all last time as well. I was kind of surprised, but at the same time, I dared to ask a question last time, so that kind of usually results in nothing happening. So, biomass. I originally envisioned like this entire area being a biomass processing facility, like it can put out 2 belts of biomass. Oh, it's going to be producing lots and lots of lovely stuff, and then it's just like been this tiny little trickle. So I don't think that's going to be needed anymore. In fact, I should focus that on other things. So let's go ahead and unpause that. I'm going to slap in recyclables collection. I mean, it's right by our recycling little plant over there. So get that. And something else we do kind of need, because it keeps happening, is a clinic. I kind of want to put that into a service area, like over this way. Maybe there. This seems to be our general input area. I'll pop that there. I just want to do squares. Let's also house all goods coming now as well. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. But anyway, yes. Moving on though. We have got ourselves this power plant, which I originally mentioned I plan to have running on fuel gas, ideally, since ethanol doesn't really seem like a viable option, at least unless I find something more efficient for it. And with that in mind, I have started to work on this area here. So to solve all our needs for explosive gas, I've copied across the blueprints for the stage 1, 2, and 3. I know, I'm keeping this separate. I am using 2 feed pipes because this is 2 sections out of the current super large tank, so same fuel supply there. And now I just need to hook this up for steam and all that stuff, but the plan is not to get diesel out of it, which I'm doing over this way. The plan is to actually get naphtha, and then, using crackers, break that naphtha down into fuel gas. And this section will be just producing absolute boatloads of fuel gas. Actually, that's something missing from the game. Liquid natural gas. Maybe that'll be added in the future. Who knows? Either way, it's going to be expensive and need a lot of people. Fortunately, because of the time I've been trying to build up materials, 582 spare workers. I am fine for workers at this point in time. There's something else I've also been looking at is the fact that I might need more concrete plants and things to get that stuff working. In fact, I should probably... Yeah, let's go ahead and unpause these as well. I need to get the finalized lines for this quarry starting to get sorted out, so I can actually start digging holes. Well, more holes. So the iron mine is also in a similar dire strait at the moment. Maybe I should be planning on getting the other mines going in this case, because these are running out of steam real quick. I think I'm going to have to say to heck with that. You know this massive space we've got? Wonderful for refining lots and lots of stuff. If I'm going to insist on taking my crude and all products to naphtha, simplifying it, quote unquote, I need a lot of crackers. These guys are dealing with a heavy oil, so nothing new there. These guys, this massive array here is what's needed to crack down the oil outputs. Sorry, not oil, the diesel output, I should say, of this lot by itself down into naphtha. Then, and to get the naphtha down into fuel gas, I need these for the natural naphtha output of this entire array here, plus another 24 or so to crack down the naphtha coming out of this lot, plus extra sour water strippers, and then I need to get boilers to feed steam to all of this, and it's just like, why? The pain is getting very intense. I'm not going to do this. I am not going to do this. For starters, it would take up all this space here. It would essentially take up, like, Project 1 with Nature 1, that's all that. 1 with Nature 1.5 is all this. It would take all of this to deal with these 2 banks, and that's still this port at 50% output. Well, the full-size port, I should say, at 50% output, with no room for anything else. So it's just like, I don't want to do that, not for 2 full pipes worth of crude. That's just going to cause so many nightmares. I think I'm going to take 1 pipe's worth of crude all the way to fuel gas, and then say, hell with it, that's done. And go from there. That means, of course, I've got to tear all this down, re-oil the pipes. It really genuinely hurts. Oh, if only I had left myself more room. Actually, Project 1 with Nature Stage 2 is coming on great, but this is intended for like ore smelting and stuff, not like this one. You know, it's been a long time since I've said this. I think I'm having a bit of wood issue, to the point where I've actually started building some more woodcutters. And bearing in mind that we might be needing our mineral resources sooner rather than later, well, this is me we're talking about. soon quotation marks. Let's go ahead and tag these, since the cutters are not aligned with anything, by which I mean they're not assigned to anywhere in particular. That means I could quite reasonably prepare my existing deposits for digging activities. Besides, a little deforestation never hurt anyone. Now, that's a quote that's probably going to cause an issue. Well, it would if I was important anyway. But yeah, a little bit of deforestation. What is that? Limestone? Don't really care about that. I'm okay for that. I will make sure to free up the iron deposit though, because that is an area that is probably going to be needed on the sooner end of sooner than later. Yeah, I guess that'll do. I might have said this before, but I've realised this ramp is in a slightly poor position given the proximity of a nearby deposit. I mean, that is a little bit deep there, but it's pretty close to it. Probably won't be an issue, but it's just something I noticed. The perils of being thorough, pedantic, thick-headed, stubborn. Yeah, stubborn. Let's go with stubborn. Sure, yeah. Even at half the throughput I mentioned earlier, it's like I've actually managed to work it out, and this is what I need to process, I think, question mark, one full pipe worth of stuff. Hang on a second, why don't you? Oh yeah, because I accidentally deleted that refinery. Right. There we go. So one pipe should be enough for all of this, right? There we go. Decent theory. So basic layout so far is I've got the stage 1, stage 3 distillery. I've got this area which will be dealing with cracking down all of the diesel coming out of the area. I'm still trying to hook everything up. Then over here we have the bank which will deal with the heavy oil. So that's pretty standard. Then over here we've got everything needed to crack all the naphtha down into fuel gas, which will eventually end up over here. And then this is enough sour water strippers to deal with the entire lot. And I'm still just trying to pin it all together. What are you? Oh, we're out of iron again. Right. Need to do something about that. Yeah, knocking a bit off the walkway probably just... Well, safe enough, safe enough. I'm trying to get this stuff down here as well, but I have had a major shortage of concrete. So much so I'm trying to buy some in. That's why I said I was short on wood. It's not... well, I was low anyway, as it turned out. But I need concrete slabs more than anything, and really, my dedicated concrete plant is too small. So... oh, I should probably pause this beacon now. I keep overstepping my housing limits. I don't want to spend those. I don't want to spend those tier 3s. I have plenty of tier 2s, so I'll invest in one more tier 2, and hopefully that'll be enough for the time being. Also, I don't know where those trucks are trying to go. Where are you trying to go? More importantly, what are you diggers doing down there? Oh dear, that's a bit of a... What can I say, when stuff starts slipping and sliding, it really starts slipping and sliding. I think this is one of those interesting little things, isn't it? One of the things I struggled to get to grips with, really, and what put me off doing quarry work for quite a while, is how deep do you need to go before the walls start to get to be in danger and you can safely put down the next walls? Like, if you dig down to 5 and you've got half a tile gap next to it, then what does that do to the stability? Well, not a lot apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is where the height of the retainment wall should be, if they're going to go into just there. And yet we're still okay another couple of tiles beyond that. We are getting to the point, I think, where the retaining walls will be in slight danger, but we're also at the point where I can easily start putting in more retaining walls to try and sort this out. So I don't really need to bother with it too much. I think it probably also depends on the material you got on the side, but I do have a sand pit I can have a look at real quick. Yeah, 45 degrees, roughly on that. So if you've got half a tile of sand, I guess, digging 1 to 2 tiles deeper won't hurt it. 5, 1, 2. I'd say 1 tile just to be safe for sand. Then make sure you get the retaining wall starting to go in. But yeah, this is why I assigned all those extra diggers to this site here. So I could try and figure this out a little bit, and they've been doing okay. Yeah, I guess that'll do. Almost, what I've been looking for is like the red and white stripe at the bottom of that, but I think that's just behind there, so this is where I want the wall tiles to be going in. Just a tiny bit there. And the ground keeps deforming. Just have to wait for it to finish sorting that all out. Shouldn't take too long. I think that's going to do the job. I have learned from my time with the tangle. This tangle is even more tangled, so you get extra tangle with your tangle. I don't know, it's just, I don't think I've left anything out. A quick look at with the connections highlighted. Doesn't show anything leaping out as missing. Ignore that, that's just the exhaust stacks over there. So, in theory, this thing will take crude oil and will output ammonia, sulfur, and fuel gas. It will also produce naphtha if it can't process all the naphtha it's getting through. So these are the overflow tanks. These will hold the ammonia, the sulfur, and that one there, and the naphtha that's being excessed. Then fuel gas goes into this massive tank over here, which you saw earlier. I mentioned it before, but it's there again because that was a while ago for me. So yeah, this should be good to go. I've also tapped the water supply over there, and I bring the water back in from the sour water strippers over this way as well, so there won't be any harmful releases or anything in this area once we fire it up. Which I've realised just now I can't really do much of until I actually get this thing started. So, time for me to go and allow things to move. See, that pipe's the oil intake pipe, that's the water intake pipe. It's threaded through there because I couldn't find much else room. I remember there was a problem back here. Yes, there it is. That pipe needs as well. And then it's just a matter of approving segments of this thing until it works. We've done this before. And last time it didn't work. So we'll have to see how it goes. I think that about does it. Should be good, I guess. There might even be room to slap in a sour water feed pipe as well. Though there is, of course, still the fact that I need to actually get something actually, you know, boiled up to make steam. Oh well. Should again just be temporary. Shouldn't be too bad. Just have to connect it all. You can tell I've been playing a bit longer, and it's like I get tired if I play a bit too long. It's one of my little foibles. Let's see, that is the water? No, that's the fuel gas feed. Steam pipe is... Ah, right there. Look at that. I knew I'd missed something somewhere, I just didn't know where. Turns out I missed part of the steam connection. Yeah, that should be good now. In theory, he says. Vaguely, hopefully. Now I just need to make sure it's got that, get that thing fed up for priority 5, and I need to tap the water line, which is this one here, top row. And then it should be good. Except I'm in plan mode still. Pause. There we go. Right. Should be good. While that starts to be assembled, the worst has happened, as in it got a little bit lower, and so it considers that as being on unstable ground and potentially collapsing. Not too sure what to do with it though, but I'm not planning to dig out any further. But if I have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. So we can dig safely 3 more down before it gets too bad and it starts to risk it. Also, question is that returning will actually things it out, but yeah, I think things are going quite well for this quarry. We're getting there, slowly but surely. I should probably also double check my things while I'm at it. Let's see. Sound generators are holding up fine. Large generators are tapping back and forth a little bit. I did block off all truck deliveries to this one, so this thing is relying entirely on the groundwater pumps to keep itself fed. I'm not having an issue with the supply at all, are we? So I don't think we are. No, looks like that power station is working quite well. It's also a question of how much sulfur. I've got 2,500. I have actually told it to alert me if any of the sulfur sections get too full. So that's something to help with that, at least a little bit. You guys can continue to work on this area, just flattening the hill. That's all I've been telling them to do. Well, the iron mine is once again having a bit of an issue. I told them to flatten another bit. I'm going to have to start digging deeper into this mine at some point. I don't know how I can dig deeper. I mean, like digging out the entire area, kind of deeper. That should do. Though, strangely enough, our temporary iron smelter has also been working just fine. Ooh. We have a thingy. Yes, one of the things we've been waiting on. We've got the size 6 cargo depots. Also got large loaders too, if we need it, but size 6. Needs 400 concrete, which is very much an ouch kind of situation. And we've got the parts, we just don't have the concrete for it. I feel like this concrete area needs a boost pretty badly. Or at least stop it from supplying that, because this should be able to keep up with the needs of that over there without any much issue. I'll just have to recheck the numbers on it real quick. More important though, this thing is trying to do its thing. Okay. You're full of steam. You are producing. Very good. Stage 3 should be about to start. Very good, very good. Looks like I might have actually got this thing to fire up first try. Remember what a faff it was trying to get the diesel refinery to fire up first time. That was really bad. How long we're going to have to rely on this as a backup source remains to be seen. Oh, you're working. Very good. Remains to be seen how well it's going to do, because it only needs 4 boilers I calculated for this entire section, so we're decent for that. We're running off the fuel gas as well, so that's also going to be helpful. It's getting fuel regular, very regular. Though will it be sustainable? We've got to build up our buffers, we've got to build up the internal supplies. This one's about to crack down some heavy oil. Very good, very good. Though, something worth noting is... Oh, that's got a problem. The sour water output is not working. Something else we missed. There we go, that should be the link it needs. How are you doing? You're absolutely fine. There's a shortage of steam. Yeah, we just got to wait for the pipes to get backed up so that the supply goes just to the machines it needs. These pipes are acting as a massive empty space within the system at the moment. Yes, very good, very good, very good. Okay. Oh, apparently I never actually built that housing area, so I guess something happened, but look at this. No water pollution at all. Tiny amount of landfill pollution, some air pollution, so my exhaust emissions are very much rock solid. I am very pleased with how this has been going. In terms of trying to tidy up, of course the nightmares probably do it, but you know. Anyway, yeah. More concrete. Let's get more concrete. We need the concrete. Never fear. It's temporary. Anything is fine so long as it falls under the heading of temporary. I think that's probably the rule I should be following from now on. If I label it temporary, then anything goes. So yeah, I just want to bash in a real quick system to, you know, actually get pipes to actually go and get more concrete flowing. And as a result of that, I decided to work in just a large trusser just because why not? And, well, I was holding off a large crusher because I knew it was a big throughput crusher kind of thing. So it'd probably be a bad idea to build stuff with it because then I'd want to try and match numbers. And since I want a lot of concrete in big bursts, I've got big storage, big crusher, big throughput belts. It's all big, it's all complex, and the pain is increasing again. I'm going to keep using that phrase. I'm not going to apologise at all. Oh, that's not connected properly. That is only a sound connection, so that's okay. Yeah, give me that. Okay, nothing special here. The main things are it's going to be producing concrete. Using actually 2 new bits of kit, not just the one. You probably noticed it just there, but the second bit of kit is rotary kilns. Now, something I don't really like is rotary kiln. There is an upgraded version of this, technically. I mean, you can upgrade it, but it upgrades it to a gas kiln. If there was an upgraded one with a more throughput and just coal as a source, I think that's something that's missing from the game. It basically just takes the same infrastructure, gas fires it, and increases the throughput. Double the throughput, so it is an upgrade in that sense, but it does completely switch the fuel source, which is a slight issue. And yeah, something better as an upgrade to the basic kiln would be quite nice. But that's just me, probably me just moaning a bit for the sake of moaning. Yeah. In the meantime, though, things are continuing to go steadily, at the very least. How are we doing for coal? Very bad. Well, that's why I cleared out more space to dig. So at least we've got that going on. Yeah. I would like to note that tower bit there is still got its warning going. So it is slightly deep. But I think if I just do it like that, and then proceed there, then at least I can actually get things working where I want them to, I guess. -3. So that should be a -3. Which is quite a bit higher than that -7. Oh dear. I'm not sure how I'm going to connect those two bits together. Actually, I know exactly how I'm going to do that. I'm going to connect it with more concrete poles. Anyway, we are about at the end of the episode, so don't worry. Don't have to put up with me burbling along and doing a bad job of stuff much longer. There we go. I'm just going to ignore that food supply. That's one of the reasons I want to muck around with this bit a bit more, because I need to get more storage space just for flat out food. It keeps claiming I'm low on food. Well, I'm not. I'm producing enough. It's just I'm not quite producing enough, if that makes any sense at all. Probably doesn't. Go pick that up. I've been trying to pick up the resource sites around the map because I'm going to be starting importing fairly soon. Anyway, let's get back over here and have a look-see. One issue with this as well, I guess you could say, is do we produce more fuel gas than we burn? That I'm not sure on. It might be the case that we just need... We can't run this on fuel gas, we need to import something else. But that's going to be okay, I think. As long as I can figure it out and actually get this section working, because it's yet to produce any actual output. And nothing's jammed, so that means all the fuel gas is simply flowing. Yeah, that's a bit of fuel gas going back through there. It's all just flowing back around into the boilers and getting burned, so it's not producing enough of it. Can this setup work? I do not know. I mean, the game has been calculated very carefully, I might add, so that you can't do things like loop something around back and forth and not have issues. Now, you can't produce net energy, which I might be doing if I'm trying to run this thing on fuel gas or not. I think that's about the only thing I've not calculated for this setup, how much fuel gas it's meant to be putting out. I just know it's going to be running on like 4 boilers worth of steam, which is 280 fuel gas. I should probably check that. Either that or I'm doing something really silly. Again, wouldn't be the first... Ooh. And we end on the note that apparently I'm about to become a nuclear superpower because I've just discovered uranium mine and has given me nuclear energy. Hooray! As the tooltip says. We're about to get something else. Where's the fuel? Where is it? I know it's around here somewhere. Oh, here we go, nuclear energy. So we can start processing uranium. It's long and evolved progress, and then we get a nuclear reactor. We can go up to 90 megawatts by itself. Okay, that is very nice. I mean, these guys only produce 15 megawatts by themselves. So I was pondering for quite a while the feasibility of the electric boilers, but if we've got a beast like a nuclear reactor firing on all cylinders, then electric boilers aren't going to be that bad. I mean, 8 megawatts. Actually, no, that's still pretty bad. Especially when you consider they're like half the throughput. Never mind. Electric boilers still bad. Still better to fuel it with something. Now, why are you guys complaining? Lack of fuel. I think I might have taken a misstep trying to refine more gas out of this lot. But we'll have to wait and see, I suppose. But yeah, let's end it up there. Thank you all very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. It's a bit fractured and random, yeah, but sometimes that's how this game goes, I've noticed. Ooh, that is interesting. That is full of fuel gas. Where does that fuel gas come from? I don't have a fuel gas offload in here, so it might have come from there, but I don't know. That's the thing. Actually, that's the only place it could have come from. It couldn't have come from this section here. Unless it came from that tank there. In which case I say, shame on you, Trucks. You just nicked it from a tank you're not meant to nick from. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, get back on the outro. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Helps out me, helps out the channel. Gives me those virtual headpats I oh so crave. Why aren't you working? Because you can't offload cement, and you can't do that because... but yeah. What have I done? You can tell I'm messed up when I can't string two sentences together properly. Actually, of course, helps out me, helps out, gives me those virtual headpats I oh so crave. Virtual headpats. There we go. Most important thing, virtual headpats. Yes. Give me all the headpats. And I'll catch you all some of the time. Well, hopefully I make a bit more sense than I do this time around. Because, jeez. What have I forgotten? Oh, I've forgotten that one. Of course. There's always something. Oh wow, look at that thing. The entire barrel goes. Say this, I don't think my concrete shortage is going to be an issue for much longer.